Hey everybody, happy Friday. I don't know when you're going to be watching this. Some of you today in real time, some of you later, but it is 9/11. It's the 19th anniversary, which is crazy to me. And all I can think is these babies, at the time we were calling them 9/11 babies, it was all these families where, because of the lives lost in those events on that day, they were women who were pregnant, they were babies at home that lost a family member that day and were born into this world, this new version of the world, and definitely our country. I remember we felt so unified. It was crazy. It was like palpable in the air. It was a deep sadness but also unity is the only word. And I don't want to say hope, but kind of, of just this like feeling of togetherness and deep care for those that suffered during that event and beyond. So many amazing first responders who lost or risked their lives and their health, showing up for other people. And it was just an incredible, really interesting time, in our nation. And there are many times where I've had conversations with people and we think, what happened? How come we couldn't use that time? How come we didn't take that moment of compassion and empathy and humanity and carry that forward? And maybe we did in some ways. But we certainly don't feel that now. In some ways we do, here as a country. There are lots of really beautiful ways people are showing up, and I think it's easy to be distracted by the other stuff and the noise and the divisiveness, but there is still glimpses of that version of what is possible when we come together as a country. And all I keep thinking about is those children, those babies, those littles are 19 years old right now. 19, 20, 21. They're young adults. And hopefully they're voting. And I remember at the time thinking there was kind of a spoken and an unspoken promise that we made to those young children of, we're going to take care of you, we're going to keep you safe, we're going to make you proud, we're going to, I feel like that was said, we're going to keep you safe, we're going to make you proud. And I don't know that we succeeded in that promise. I don't know, the world feels different and the same. And I don't know. It's a really interesting thing to reflect on. And what I want to comment on from a mindful perspective and doing what we can now from this moment forward is tuning in and tapping into the best version of ourselves. And there's another exercise that some teachers do, like, what would your child version of you think of you today? Of the choices you're making, of how you're showing up, of the job you have, of the world you created, the life you created for yourself. And I just think it's a really interesting thing to look at. And I think it's an opportunity today to remember, if you were old enough to feel something on that day and remember it vividly, and you remember that unity and you remember that hope, and maybe you remember the part of you that was fired up politically or wanting to do something and be part of the solution as a nation, or pay more attention, or whatever that meant for you. And, maybe we got distracted, maybe we ended up going another direction. It's been almost 20 years, but we have an opportunity right now in this really amazing time that we're in to show up as the best version of ourselves again, to show up as a version that the little kid version of us would be proud of. So again, yes, meditation teacher talking about politics, but whatever, it's not even politics to me. This is like humanity. This is our nation. I think it's dangerous to compartmentalize things and separate versions of ourselves. Like, I get it. There's certain things you have to show up for, and a certain thing is demanded of you with a kid, with your job, whatever. But we are these full humans, these full complex creatures with many thoughts and many responsibilities, many different circumstances going on at the same time. So I just think it's important to honor that. And to me, the point of mindfulness is to apply it in every part of our lives. So maybe today, in the honor of those lives lost, in honor of the commitment maybe you made to those kids who are now grown-ups, for the world that you were going to help build and create for them, we're still here. Those of us that are lucky to still be here are still here, which means we can do something. And I think it's important to listen, to tune in to ourselves and make decisions out of faith and hope and love and unity and community, and let the divisiveness and let the fear fall away, because it's just noise. And even if it's based in real stuff, like, it doesn't matter. How do you want to show up, even in the face of that stuff? We can show up with unity, we can show up with hope, we can show up with faith, we can show up in loving right action, and we can show up for each other. So, for those of you who lost someone on that day, who fought for us on that day, who tried to save us on that day, who were affected in ways I can't imagine, and for everyone else, just like me, that watched from across the country, devastated, I love you, I thank you, and we are here, we're still here, and there's still unity to fight for and believe in, and I know I'm going to. So for what it's worth, here's my thought on all that. Feel free to comment, and thanks for showing up so we can talk about this stuff. All right, have a beautiful day.